Hey guys, this is BlahBlah1000, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you guys about LBP3 beta on the Vita. Now, if you don't know how I'm doing this, I'm using remote play from the Vita to play my PS4. So, I'm gonna be talking about, like the control scheme and whether it works or not, and whether it's fun or not. So, before I continue with the video, I just want to say I recorded the Vita with my iPad, so if the focus is a little bit off, then sorry about that. I don't have a proper camera. Starting off, I want to talk about the controls. So, basically, if you haven't cross-played with the Vita before, basically, all the controls are the same, except when it comes to L2 and R2, you have to use the back touchpad, and that's the same with L3 and R3. You press either the top left, right, or bottom left and right corners of the back touchpad on the Vita to press those buttons. Now, this means running, jumping around, grabbing, everything like that is normal, like the same as Little Big Planet Vita. But on Little Big Planet Vita, to control your arms, you would press L1, and then you would twiddle around the sticks. Little Big Planet 3 in crossplay, you have to hold the top two corners of the back touchpad and then move your arms around. And that's very difficult to do, and it's a little bit annoying, and I had to fiddle around a little bit. And it's, like, that's my only complaint with it. Like, it's almost impossible to slap, basically. But, other than that, everything is the same. Playing levels, platforming around, that's all fine and dandy, and it's, it's very responsive, and it works. It's the same with the head tracking. The Vita does allow you to move your head around very slightly, but it's very slightly. You will be looking down most of the time. And Little Big Planet Vita didn't have a very good head tracking system either. It was very slow and couldn't really do anything with it. But like I said, other than those two factors, the controls are as sharp as the PS4. So onto the actual transition from the PS4 to the PlayStation Vita. It works. The levels I played worked very well. My only complaint that I have with that is, since there is like depth of field involved and there's multiple layers, it gets hard to see stuff and see what you land on when you hit the layer jumper and stuff. So it's very hard to see like in depth, but then it's also hard to see very small things. Like, there was one level where there was a switch that I didn't realize I had to pull, and it took me a second to find the switch. So stuff like that could mess up your experience, and if you're playing a hard level where you have to look at minor details, that can be tough. But the controls kind of make up for it, because running and jumping around is as easy as it is on the PS4. So unless you're playing some crazy exploration level, you should be fine. Now, I didn't get any footage of the create mode on the Vita, but it's not good. The create mode is very difficult because they have, like I said before, they have the controls from the PS4 directly wired to the Vita. Basically, in create mode, whenever you have to use L2 and R2, that's when you have to use the back touchpad. And that's the same with using L3 and R3. So, and those buttons are wired to a ton of stuff in Little Big Planet 3, like preview mode, locking the screen in place, switching the layers of objects. So, unless your fingers are used to that kind of stuff, if you've played the Vita for a while and get that and have the hang of it, you can create on the Vita as well as the actual Little Big Planet Vita game. But what I would love to see is them putting the Little Big Planet Vita controls into the crossplay with Little Big Planet 3. Because Little Big Planet Vita controls, I'm trying not to get them confused. Little Big Planet 3, Little Big Planet Vita. The Little Big Planet Vita controls are very easy to use. Like, to switch the layers of objects, you would hold L1, and then you can push them along using the left stick. I wish they would include stuff like that, because I know Destiny already did that with its controls. So I'm hoping that Sumo Digital will integrate that kind of stuff with Little Big Planet 3. In conclusion, crossplay of Little Big Planet 3 on the Vita is good. It's only really fun to play actual community levels and story levels. If you're trying to create, it can get very finicky and annoying, and it would take longer to create a Little Big Planet 3 level on your Vita than actually doing it on the PS4. But if you're desperate, like if you're in a create competition and you have a deadline to make, it is possible, but it's very finicky and can get annoying. Now, my question for you guys is, do you think that people are going to continue playing Little Big Planet Vita, or are they going to just play Little Big Planet 3 on their Vita? Because Little Big Planet 3 is a lot better than the Vita when it comes to, like, gameplay, because, I mean, it's a new Little Big Planet game, and there's 16 layers, and there's a ton of new stuff to create with. And I know that this requires a PS4 and an internet connection, but there's a lot of people with PS4s out there, and getting a Vita with your PS4 is a very smart idea, and it's actually very useful for stuff like this. So let me know what you think, because I'm actually pretty curious. Personally, I think people will still play Little Big Planet Vita. There's still going to be a community there, but the majority of people are going to go to Little Big Planet 3 because, like I said, it's a new Little Big Planet game, and we're all psyched for it. We're all on the hype train. So, yeah. Now I'm going to leave you with the rest of the footage I have. The 3 levels I played will be down in the description. And yeah, enjoy the footage.